Welcome to this tutorial. The following slides will discuss the process for performing water right research using the Oregon Water Resources Department's Platcard Utility. Here is an image of the Platcard Utility data entry screen and the results of a query. As we work our way through this tutorial, we will describe the Platcard Utility and how to use it, limitations that you will encounter while performing research, how to locate water rights using the township range and section location for the area being researched, and provide additional information and resources to aid in your research and interpretation of water rights. What is the Platcard Utility? The Platcard Utility is one of several tools that the department has available to locate water rights. It is a data-driven utility that relies on tabular results to access water right information based on township, range, and section locations. Essentially, the results are provided in a format like a spreadsheet that you may use. The data can be sorted in several ways in order to aid in your research. In addition, the utility provides links to the water rights identified in the resulting query. This tool is not the final say on whether a water right is present. The official record of the water right is the permit, certificate, registration such as an exempt pond or limited license, or other determination for the use. The query results table is linked to the Water Rights Information System, commonly referred to as RIS. Using RIS, the user can access specific documents related to the right, such as the permit, permit map, certificate, and certificate map. Again, these documents are the official record of the water right. The data represented on the Platcard results is based on the water right document itself and less on Water Resource Department staff's interpretation of the water right documents. If there's an error in the location of the place of use, either as a data entry error or possibly on the water right document itself, a record may not appear in the specific area where you are searching for rights. If you do identify a possible error while performing research using any of the department's tools, you can notify the department by sending an email message. It is important to note that the water right document is the official record of the water right. The Platcard Utility, just like the interactive mapper, are just tools to help in the researching of water rights. If you believe that you've identified a possible error, you can send a message to RIS error using either the email address on this slide or by clicking on the button that directs you to report an error. Since we are talking about water rights, we should probably quickly describe what a water right is. With few exceptions, all water belongs to the public, that is you and I. A water right is an authorization that allows a person, business, or governmental entity to put the waters of the public to beneficial use. Most water rights contain the following common elements: a source or sources, such as a spring, a creek, a river, lake, pond, or reservoir for a surface water right, and a well or sump for a groundwater right. An authorized use or uses, such as domestic, irrigation, industrial, or municipal. A priority date, which is used to determine who gets water in times of shortage. The more senior or older the water right, the longer water may be available in time of shortage. A location or locations of the points of diversion by township, range, section, and quarter, and specific coordinate ties to a recognized land survey corner. A location or locations of the place of use by township, range, section, quarter, and conditions of the use. Some examples of conditions contained in water rights are items such as the period of allowed use, the maximum seasonal or yearly volumes of use, requirements for measurement devices and reporting of water use, the installation of fish protection devices, specific well construction standards, and the measurement and reporting of static water level measurements of the well. Here is an example of a water rights certificate and the map associated with it. As you can see, many of the elements that were discussed on the previous slide are present on this document. We are now ready to begin using the Platcard Utility to search for water rights. The Platcard is only 2 quick clicks away from the department's homepage. Under Water Rights, select Find Water Rights. Then, under Water Right Tools, select Platcard. Notice the item starred on this slide? This is a link to the codes key that will help you in interpreting the information that appears on the query result pages. It is helpful to have this key nearby when you are performing your research. Now that we've gone through some background information, we will begin going through the specific steps necessary to search for water rights using the department's Platcard utility. To begin your research, you will need to know the township, range, and section information for the area you intend to research. This information may be found in a legal description, on a map that you possess, such as an assessor's map or land survey map, a plat map, or some other documentation such as a tax statement. The information may appear in several different formats. It may specifically list out the township range and section, such as Township 6 South, Range 7 West, Section 36, or some other abbreviated version of that, such as T6S R7W 36, or as 0607 36 00104 for a specific tax lot number. Here are the results of a search using the Platcard utility. The location of uses that have acres associated with them, such as irrigation, supplemental irrigation, and nursery use, will identify both the location of the use and number of acres located within a specific quarter. In the example on this slide, you can see that there are 1.6 acres of irrigation located in the southeast of the northwest. Uses such as ponds, reservoirs, domestic, human consumption, commercial, municipal, and other uses that do not have a specific number of acres associated with them are noted with an asterisk in the quarter column. If the location is unknown or is unclear, the location will be noted by the number of acres or an asterisk in the unknown QQ or quarter column. A few quick tips about using the Platcard utility. The first is that by clicking on a header at the top of the Platcard table, the table will sort based on that column. Each header sorts the data using a different criteria, so you should experiment by clicking on a header 2 times in order to familiarize yourself with the sorting order and criteria. Sorting the data, especially by quarter headers, the northeast, northwest, northeast, etc., can be helpful when researching a specific area. The second is that once you've identified a record that you're interested in reviewing, simply click on the Select link located on the left of the app reference. This link will take you to the Water Right Information System, or RIS page, where you can find additional information about the use, including links to the documents. Here is the result of selecting the link for Certificate 24654 from the Platcard Query Results Table. As you can see, there is a fair amount of information on this page related to the water right. The page is broken into 7 main sections. The sections are Contact Information, Processing History, Water Right Information, Scanned Documents, Points of Diversion, Places of Use, and Water Right Genealogy. Each of these sections contains unique information specific to the water right. The first section of this page that we'll discuss is the contact information portion. In the case of a permit application, or a permit, or a transfer application, the name that's displayed is the current applicant or holder of the record. In the case of a record associated with a water right that has gone to certificate and has been either issued a confirming certificate or a remaining rights certificate, the contact information would reflect the entity whose name appears on that document, on that certificate. On a side note, if a right is in an application stage, or a permit's been issued, or a transfer final order's been issued, if there's a change in the ownership, the name can be changed through the assignment process. For rights where a certificate has been issued, there is not a process to change the name on the document. The current landowner does have the opportunity to submit an ownership update form to notify the department in the change of ownership of the lands covered by the certificate. In the Water Rights Information section, you will find two key pieces of information. The first is the status of the water right, and second, the Water Master District in which the right is located. There are a variety of water right statuses for water rights. They include canceled, denied, expired, misfiled, non-canceled, rejected, rescinded, and finally withdrawn. If you have a question about the status of a specific water right, you can contact the customer service group for information related to that right. The next section is the processing history. In this section, you will be provided the history of the water right. That will include links to documents such as the permit, a permit map, certificate, and certificate map. Many of the data blocks on this page are displayed in a tree-like view that allows data to be expanded or collapsed by simply clicking on the black triangle next to the element. This will toggle that section of data to expand it and turn that icon into a downward-facing triangle. This is evidenced by the triangle adjacent to the certificate notation. Also under the processing history, you will find two links of interest. The first link will allow you to view the right with the web mapping. Essentially, what this link does is it takes you to the Interactive Mapping Utility. On the Interactive Mapping Utility, you will see the approximate location of the point of diversion and the place of use for this water right. The second link under the processing history will take you to a location where you can view water rights that are located in the same area. This is helpful while you're performing research. To get to this page, you will click on the View Places of Use from water rights in the same area. This page also has an area dedicated to scanned documents. In the Scan Documents section, you will find a mixture of documents related to the water right. It's always worth taking a look here to see if there is any information that will help in your research. The point of diversion portion of the page provides information about the point of diversion. First, it tells you the source of water and what it is tributary to. In this case, we see that the POD1, the source, is Gooseneck Creek, which is tributary to Mill Creek. By clicking on that link, it will provide information about the location, the use or uses, the rates of water, the seasons of use, and other information about that point of diversion. Finally, this link provides a tool that can be used to identify other water rights using a variety of information. The place of use portion of the page will provide information about the place of use. As you can see by this table, the use has been identified as being irrigation. We've identified that it's primary irrigation and that there's a total of 14.2 acres with a priority date of October 24th of 1951. The use is further defined as being located within a certain township range and section, a quarter, if there's a donation land claim, or a government lot. In addition, the number of acres by quarter is then listed. And finally, in this case, we see that the status of this right is listed as non-canceled. So this section will provide you a variety of information about the place of use and should be considered as a summary of the place of use included in the permit or the certificate. The final portion of the page that we will discuss is that deals with the water right genealogy. In this section, you will find information about the history of a water right. This is especially important when a water right has gone through the process of being modified through a transfer. The genealogy is much like what you or I would follow of our own family tree. Additional information about the query page can be found by selecting the Help button in the upper right-hand corner of the query page. If you are interested in learning more about water rights, check out the publication Water Rights in Oregon, which is also referred to as the Aqua Book. This publication discusses water right topics such as priority dates, steps for obtaining a new water right, transferring or changing a water right, information about exempt uses of water, and other general information about the water rights system. In many cases, it is helpful to check an assessor map in order to locate properties. The ORMAP link will take you to a page that contains assessor's maps for each county in the state. ORMAP provides two search options. The first is called the Tax Map Explorer. This search allows you to search for a tax assessor map within a specific county. The maps are sorted by township, range, and section. The second search is the GIS map view. This search allows you to search by either navigating to an area, by zooming in, or by searching on a specific site address. There are essentially three steps to using the Tax Map Explorer. The first step is to select the county in which the property is located. The second is to search through the Township Range column for the township, range, and section where the property is located. In many cases, you will find multiple maps for a township and range, including multiple maps for a single section. The third step is to select the map by clicking on the link in the Map File Name column. The specific assessor map will be opened as a PDF. One tip to aid in your research is to change the items per page from the default of 20 items to all. To search for a map using the GIS Map Viewer, first enter the site address in the search box located in the upper left-hand corner of the utility, and then click on the magnifying glass to execute the search. Second, click on the tax lot that you are interested in researching. And finally, select the hyperlink for the map number. The specific assessor map for that tax lot will be opened as a PDF. Thank you for taking the time to view this presentation. If you have additional questions about water rights or how to search for them, you can contact our customer service group or your local water master.